I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Okay.
Okay, you're
All right. Let's start over because it was on mute. So welcome to the show. So like I was saying before I was on mute,
right.
um, we need some help over here and some support. Cause we try to get used to doing this. And we're producing this ourselves, but we're gonna try to have a good show for you today. So again, my name is Adrian Riley because y'all didn't hear that before. I'm the host with my sister Angela Tanner. She is the president of Red Hope Foundation. So what I was talking about was that our banner now is fixed. So it's Cash App Ray Hope Foundation. So if you gave us money to Ray of Hope Foundation, you blessed somebody, but it probably wasn't us. So I have to fix.
Whoops.
So yeah, it's a mess. So, but that's all right though. We're gonna get it together, and I'll put this up again um, after the show. So, or towards the end. So, how things been going?
Things been going pretty well. Pretty good over here. Busy, but things are good. How about you,
Uh,
brother?
Tired, just
Oh, I
running. You
bet.
know me, running. So, thinking about today's topic. So, you had brought up the topic. So, it sent me the video. So, I watched it a few times. So, I was thinking we'll pull it up, share it on screen, and just kind of dissect it as we go. Like instead of just watching it throughout and then finishing it, we just stop periodically as he makes certain points.
Okay, great. That's definitely because this is definitely a discussion we need to be having. But yeah, so I'll let you go ahead with the video or whatever, and we'll go from there.
Alrighty, go ahead and share the screen. And we'll get it going.
I have some disturbing stats I want to share with you, Father. By the way, some stats, I've seen this profile. Tell you when you read some of these stats, you're going to sit there and say, that is insane. By the way, these stats are from 2021 of the impact a father makes in a child upbringing, both a girl and a boy. Like I said, disturbing, but you will be shell shocked with the stats. If you get value from the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let me get right into it. The U.S. has the highest rate of children living in a single parent household of any nation in the world. About 80% of single parent homes are led by single mothers, rate of 23% of children living with one parent and no other adult. The United States stands over 3 times the world average of 7% of children raised by one parent. For reference, the number stands at 3% in China, 4% in India. This is not an area we want to be competing with other countries, by the way. It's a statistic to not be competing in. This is one of the statistics. China's at 3, 4. The world's at 70. America, zero bragging rights. This is the stat everybody wants to hide. And this is the stats where the side effects of this, we ain't going to see for 2 decades or 3 decades or longer. Takes a while to see the side effects.
All right, let's start with that first point.
Yeah.
23% in America. That is insane.
Wow. Yeah, that's
So
crazy. Yeah, I don't,
why
I
do you
don't,
think it's so bad here?
I don't know. I don't understand that. Yeah, the numbers are just insane. America has definitely, it's unbelievable. It's hard to believe that, but it's true. It's happening, and it's becoming so normalized now that, yeah, I don't understand how society seem to think that, you know, it's okay for, mother, single parents, and it's just so common now.
Hmm. Well, it's been if people understand how patterns work. I've even been looking at some old shows lately, just kind of
Yeah.
actually remember when I don't know what that show Mama be watching, but the one, even in that show, like some of them older shows, like from the 80s and stuff, and how they was
Yeah.
introducing the concept of having kids without father, like the daughter wanted to go get a kid and not be
Yeah.
married, and the dad was was clowning, like, what you mean you gonna go have a child without being married or without
Yeah.
even a father in a situation. So you will find culturally that they will start to implant this in people's minds in media and stuff for years, bringing it to this. Where in most places they don't play that. That's why their numbers is low with that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Here, like you said, it's normalized because it's in the entertainment, it's in the music, it's in the but it's again, it goes to, well, what is the goal? Like, why would you want this outcome on purpose?
Yeah. And that independent woman crap, that just irks my nerves so bad with I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm. I'm a
Yeah.
strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
hey,
need
what
no
you saying
help.
on TikTok.
Right.
Now y'all crying. I'm tired of doing it by myself.
Exactly. Like I said, whoever started that lie ought to be ashamed of themselves. Because,
Mhm.
like I say, I like to be very transparent about everything. I wouldn't want to be a single parent. I mean, it's hard being a single parent, and no, it's not a good thing, and whoever started that lie, that's just dead wrong.
Mm-hmm. And we probably should do a show on breaking all that stuff down through history and things,
Yeah,
and how it came to this stuff. Because I
right.
mean, I could rattle it off my head, but we could take our time and start pulling up and sharing it on the screen and things of that nature too.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me see what else you got and share the screen.
Continue. In 30 minutes per for comparison, on average will spend about 44 hours a week watching television, playing video games, and surfing the internet. In our house, there is no video games throughout the week. It's on the weekends. After you read 150 pages throughout the week, then you have the right to play video games for an hour or two on the weekend. And that's what you have. Move your body, you have to exercise. There's things you need to do to get to that point. That's our household, but the stat tells you 44 hours a week of watching TV, playing video games, and surfing the internet. Let me continue.
All right. Boy, when I saw that, I was like, man, parents their kids will kill their parents. They try to discipline in their house.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, it'd be an epidemic of murder.
Yeah.
Killing their parents.
Wow, it's crazy. But like I say, nowadays the video games, they the babysitter, because mama out working, she trying to, work, or the dad is not there. So the video game is the babysitter.
Mm-hmm. And again, then they're getting more idea about, like the whole thing about men, like everybody dumping on men.
Yeah.
And trying to demasculate them. So that's all across the internet. And then the boys watching that. Then the women could be watching a strong, independent, black girl magic stuff. So which keeps that going, especially if you're not having a conversation with a father. And we talked about this a lot because I know that my kids, they couldn't hardly stand it. I was on their neck about a lot of stuff. And it's like, hopefully now they understand some of why I was that strict, but I'm like thinking about that, what he was saying. It's like, bringing the structure, like the father will bring a lot of that structure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then I mean, his kids gonna probably be incredible because they're gonna be in shape, they're gonna be real red, and all that. So but
we're definitely gonna have to do a show where you can like break all of that down and so they can see where it started, the pattern of it, and what's the well, we see the outcome, we know what the outcome is, but
let's see, share screen. I don't think I need to say that every time.
90% homeless runaway children, 63% of teen suicides, 85% of children and teens with behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. Let me read that statute one more time. Boy, children, 60 all teen suicide, 85% of children and teen with behavioral disorder come from fatherless homes. That is a very, very big number. Next, fatherlessness likewise has a direct link to teen pregnancy and sexual activity. Roughly 70% of teenage pregnancies come from women raised in a fatherless home. 70% of teenage pregnancies comes from fatherless homes. 70%. That's a big number. These women have abortion than women raised by both a father and a mother. On the whole, fatherless kids 20 times more likely to be incarcerated, 11 times with violent behavior than children from two-parent household. 20 times more. Okay? 20.
Wow.
Well, that's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's sad. That's really
But
sad.
yeah, still,
yeah. But like I said,
my thing is, again, it goes back to why they promoting. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was trying to hear what you were saying.
Oh, I was saying like how, like why is not a bigger initiative, like say in the Black community, like everybody talking about, well, this is happening in the police and everything. It's like, okay, but if you want to, and you weren't about crime laws and all that, it's like, well, yeah, if the house is out of whack because the father ain't there,
Right.
There's no healthy families. That's where you see all those stats at. So, like, why we even doing this show today, talking about this? Because the whole point of Red Hope is to curb gun violence. This is one way to do it: is have healthy, intact families.
Right. Yep. So how do we get people to, to even, like you say, for that family structure again? Because just like us, our parents broke. Our parents were didn't stay together either. We came from a single parent home, but our father was involved with us, and we knew better. Even though he was not in the house, we knew we better act right, or he was coming. And see, and so, and nowadays it's not that. I don't understand why are the fathers not concerned anymore? I mean, so where did that start? I mean, how did that?
Well, this is like, and I'm gonna show it after we get done with this video. When I was teaching the class, like the parenting class, so one of the things I noticed with the guys was one of them, they do have some personal character issues.
Yeah.
Dealing with, but the other thing is who they was having kids with. Because the child, even if they wanted to be in their kid's life or getting themselves together, she wouldn't even let them see them.
Yep.
And it was all that crazy drama. And then the family child system, they don't even care.
Right. Exactly.
That's how it seemed like. It just like just pay that money.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if the family was intact or nothing. It just and that's what I kept knowing when I was doing the classes. That's what I was noticing. The guys, because what I notice I hear is always the guy. Well, the guy, which is true. Some guys is not there, but the ones who want to be there, then the mother for some reason don't want the father in their life.
Yeah, and I've seen that. Yeah, and I've seen that with my own eyes. It's crazy. I was just in disbelief. I just could not believe it, and a lot of times she's bitter, or I want him, and it hurts nobody. Nobody is hurt out this deal but the children. You know what I mean? And they bitter and, like you say, toxic. Don't know how to have a healthy relationship. It's just and like I said, my kids, I was a single mother, but I always had a good relationship with their father. I never denied them, even if we didn't even like each other at the time, I still never denied him of his children. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that part. A lot of women, a lot of people in general just got a lot of growing up to do. They've been misled, and it's just so sad. It breaks my heart, child, to see this.
Me too. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
times more. And in a wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same chances as children raised by just their father. You may already be blown away by the stats before, so maybe come back and let me read this to you and brace for impact if you missed it. Let me read it one more time. Stay with me. Don't get distracted. Stay with me. Listen. If a man and a wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same chance as children raised by just their fathers. Husband and wife raise a kid. The chance of this kid going to jail is the same as just the father raising his kids. The problem is the single mother without a father in the picture that can sit there and discipline the kids, give them hope, values, principles, all the other stuff. We play different roles. This is statistic. If somebody's watching this saying, oh my God, you're discounting women, you're discounting mothers, go get upset at the stats, not at me. This is stats. You can't get upset at 3 times 3 is 9. That's stats. I'm giving you stats that's being given to us by the government because they have these stats. This is disturbing. Let me continue. Girls with no fathers, lower esteem, with environmental issues, help the economy, lower suicide rates, and decrease homelessness by bringing back the family nucleus. There are things that my wife can do as a mother that I can't do. There's things she can bring that I can't bring, but there are things I can do that she can't do. So now you may say, well, Pat, I agree. I do agree. We can lower this. We can, but then how come it's not happening? And here's the question: who's to blame? Who do we blame with this? Now you may be listening to this one. Well, it's got to be the husband and wife's fault. It's got to be the man and the woman's fault. Fine. How come it's not the same ratios around the world? Why is U.S. fatherlessness at 23%? Everywhere else is 7% average. So is it really the mom and dad? So how about the mom and dad? How about the mom and dad in other places? Why are we at 23%? How did this happen? Was it like this before? Is it an evolution? Is it mainstream media? Is it Hollywood? Is it the fact that parents are afraid of parenting because there's so much involved? You can't do that to your kid. You can't do this to your kid. You can't discipline your kid like that. Whose fault is this? Someone's fault.
Actually, I want to speak to that because that's one thing I thought was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did that come from? And did anybody even know anybody that got in trouble for disciplining their kid on any level? Like ever. Like I never knew of anyone going to jail or getting a charge or anything like for whooping their kids or whatever discipline they decided. I've never you heard about that what happened, but I never personally heard of it happen to someone or seen it happen to somebody.
Nope, I don't think I ever have either. Yeah, but I'm sure it happens. But yeah, I've never personally.
Yeah, and I told my kid, I was like, man, I'll go to jail before you run my house. That's all there is to it. And whoop you in court.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
If you don't do what I tell you to do in court in front of the judge for the charge I'm in there for.
Right.
So I ain't playing that like at all. So.
Right. And now that I think about it, I do remember Mama telling me some years ago that this lady she knew, I think she was whooping her kid, and the kid was, calling the cops, so they had to go to court for it. And the judge said that she shouldn't be disciplining, her child. So she told the judge, well, I tell you what, you do it then, because I'm out of here. I think, but I don't know what happened with that situation, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, because if you don't bring the structure, and that's what I will tell Davion and, the kids, it's like, if I don't do it, the police gonna do it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I said, trust me, you want me to do it. But that's why I tell people, like, how dad was. Like, man, I ain't worried about the police. I'm worried about dad.
You got that one right. Yeah, exactly.
Man, please.
Yeah. And like I said, if that is the case, it's bad when you cannot because I see a lot, it's a lot of abuse nowadays, but if you can't discipline your own child, then it's definitely a problem.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably why we're seeing more friendships with kids versus. So they feel like they can't discipline them now. I'll just try to be their friend into like, man, please, I don't care. Like, just well, I guess I just go to jail then.
Right. Yeah.
I don't care.
Exactly.
And I've seen the results of that. the friendship relationship, they end up in jail too. Like even if both parents is in their life
Yeah.
and they do that friendship track,
Yeah.
I've seen that too. And then
Yeah.
the kids in there, they all out of pocket. And it's like, man, y'all crazy.
Ooh,
Like,
wee.
but you gonna listen to me though?
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah.
Well, whew. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, we're gonna have to do this, turn this into a segment because there's a lot to unpack in this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like yeah, definitely a lot to talk about. Yeah.
Is it the schools? And I don't know. Maybe that's not something you agree with. Maybe it is. Maybe we need those values and principles. But it's somebody's fault in America that this is happening. This is purely a STEM issue that we're having. This cannot be like in no, it's really the community, it's the parents, it's the culture, it's all this other stuff. No, standards are standards. We're sitting there not educating. No, it's not a big deal. Go ahead and do that. Not a big deal. Now, standards have dropped and the numbers are showing. If we judged a country based on how many kids are being raised by fatherless homes that's producing crimes at the levels that we're getting, teenage pregnancy, abortion, suicide, incarceration, maybe we ought to look at this. Maybe this is very important. Maybe our educational system sucks. Maybe. Kids spend more time around teachers than they do around their parents. Maybe. Who do we blame? The responsibility has to lie on the nation. Maybe we're either too much involved or we're not selling. Take your time to get married. Take your time before you have sex with someone. Take your time before you get pregnant. Take your time before you have a baby. Protect yourself. Stay home. Do not just go out there and have unprotected sex. Maybe we're not talking about this kind of stuff. Maybe we are, maybe we're not. That says we're not selling it in the right way and we're paying a price for it. If you're in a community, crime is high, well, you're feeling it. That's the stance. So the next time a father that takes their job as a father seriously, you can actually say, now we somebody in a military uniform, you say, hey, thanks for your service. What do you mean? Man, stats, 23% fatherlessness. And you're there with your kids. Thank you for your service. Being a father is tough. Good for you guys. Husband and wife, parents work. Here's tough. Salute. You make my life better and safer by raising good kids. So maybe we ought to give those awards. Maybe we need to kind of recognize Father of the Year award, a bigger deal. Man, if I ran a state or a country, we would be recognizing certain behavior and turning great fathers and mothers and God.
Hold on, I want to stop. I forget something. Now, what he was just talking about, I've seen that happen with single moms.
Yeah.
Like single moms are superheroes and stuff. It was just something, I don't know, it was Steve Harvey or something that he was doing, whatever. And they had this whole thing, they were celebrating single moms and calling them supermen and, super women or superheroes or super something. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, why would you, celebrate that? Like, celebrate it. Like, that's not a celebrate thing. That's just, hey, it is hard, but it's not to be celebrated. You have to look into, okay, why are you single? Like, what's going on? Because this is not what we want for our community. But yeah, they celebrate that all the time. I see it, especially in our community, black community. It's all the time. I'm like, why we just celebrate dysfunction all the time?
And you said the right word, dysfunctional. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
In the United States, and he hit it because it's called a complex problem. Yeah, it's the reason why it's happening in the United States because it is the culture now, and it's increasing. So it's a culture thing. So everywhere else is different because the culture do not allow for that.
Right. Yeah.
We promote that, and our culture is now, culture is basically a thought pattern.
Yeah.
Like it's a value system.
And it's destroying us. It is literally destroying us.
Mm-hmm. And I don't care what nobody's saying now. They may not like it on here, but I was saying this years ago. I said they're doing it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, in my opinion, because really you have to, they're doing all this crazy global stuff and United States was never going to go for it unless you have
Yeah.
to put the country in a position to be more pliable. So like we're saying, crime is going up, all this stuff is happening, and people are going to start getting desperate, and
Yeah.
they're going to look to the government more. So it's going to give government more power because they want to. You guys got to do something, this and that, and it's like, well, they were some of the ones that like promoted all of this stuff.
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
country. So,
Yeah.
'cause
But
like I
like
said,
you,
school's up.
yeah, but like you said, we got to do a whole nother show because to go back how it was definitely planned, how they got the fathers out of the homes from the beginning and how that went about. And, so yeah, it goes way, it was planned and it was wrong.
Mm-hmm. I was like, boy, this is crazy. And then school, they're so busy talking about sexual identity and actually teaching kids how to do anything. Like, they can't think their way out of a wet paper bag.
Oh man, please don't get me on that subject. Oh.
Ooh, boy, we don't get banned.
Right.
Y'all gonna be at our house. You can't say
Ooh, we're not too sure what we can and say and cannot say, but boy, I'm ready to light it up.
Yep, we just gonna say it all because we ain't monetized anyway, so it don't matter.
Right. Exactly.
That's why we have to put that Cash App back up later.
But it definitely needs to be said, and somebody got to say it.
Oh no.
Crazy.
Not made it harder. Not guys that are doing a good job, just kind of winging it, which is the way we're doing it right now. Stats don't favor us. We got some work to do. This is an area, well, I will very comfortably say America's got a lot of work to do. We've stepped away from values and principles, and we're kind of winging it. Anyways, no one masters parenting, and none of us know if we're going to be great parents or not for about 40 years until our kids are 40 years old. By the time you know you're a great parent, you're probably not alive because your grandkids will validate that you were a good parent. So you're never going to know whether you were a great parent or not. But I made a video from all the different things I've learned and what I apply in my life about parenting called How to Raise Successful Kids. If you've never seen it, click here to watch that video. Shout out to those of you guys that take your job as a father.
Right.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah. Definitely need to share his video. Get people start at least getting them to think about it,
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm gonna show you this real quick.
Okay.
So actually, I'm gonna put it on full screen. So this is called the Father Initiative.
Uh-huh.
So Fatherhood and National Fatherhood Initiative. So they have initiatives out there, but no one really promotes them, really.
Wow.
So when I was doing the classes in the jail, you'll see here all the different program stuff they offer. And this one up here, Inside Out Dad, which is, guys in jail coming out and how to, work with the family and come back in and reintegrate back in the family. That was the class that I was facilitating.
Okay.
Right. So we can get, so I went to the training to do these classes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we can bring it back up. Like we can add that to even the reentry classes we doing.
Yeah.
To that. But yeah, I've done this stuff and we could probably start promoting it more. And because I'm telling you, you've seen it yourself. It's like when it comes to boys and dads and everything, is you rarely hear anything about getting them resources or supporting them and helping them. Like when you first started looking for grants for boys, like you couldn't even hardly find them.
Yeah, and it's sad. It really is. It's sad. I've seen the heartbreak, and like I said, I've got 2 sons, and what I've seen them go through, with their kids, it's unbelievable. I am just outdone. Like I said, I can't believe the lack of support. And like I say, you've got guys that's willing, want to be a part of their children's lives. The system sucks. They don't give them a chance. The mother can be the biggest crook thief, and still the father still don't have a chance. It's unbelievable. I didn't never think I would see that, but I've seen it with my own eyes. It's crazy.
Actually, you ever heard of a guy on YouTube named Lead Attorney?
No.
Hold up, pull him up real quick.
Okay.
Lead
And
attorney.
guys need help. And like I said, that's what Ray of Hope is about, restructuring the families, getting these families back. Fathers are so important.
Mm-hmm. Let's see where. Hold up, I'm gonna pull him up. It was something he was just doing recently
Uh-huh.
about talking about. Okay, what is it? Is this it? I know what you. But he was talking about family court.
Uh-huh. Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was a family court attorney,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so he be giving people advice and stuff on YouTube.
Wow. Well,
And see,
maybe
you
we
heard
can
the
direct some of these young men to him, because I know quite a few that would definitely need his help.
Yeah, all they do is watch the show.
And,
Good.
Uh,
Hold up, I'll pull
oh.
it now.
Okay.
and I have
So this is
represented
him right here.
Yeah, I've seen him before.
I have seen the destruction that takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one has seen more men break down in tears while their kids get taken away, the equity in their home gets stolen, their retirement, their pension gets stolen by these judges. They have so much to lose. Women don't have these things to lose.
Yeah, we do. How can you say that a woman doesn't have equity in a house to like?
I can say that because I've been practicing for 20 years.
But I know, but women also can make money. Like there could be marriages where the woman makes more money.
Listen, there are the LeBron James of women, right? But I'm not talking about these special cases. I'm talking about in general. You can, if you want to sit here and tell me that women in general lose their kids, you're crazy.
No, but
of course they don't.
It's well, some women do if they're like alcohol
No,
abuse.
not in general.
I think what you're saying, there's exceptions and there are rules.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if Madison was intentionally being disagreeable. Respect. Define disagreeable for women.
Yeah.
So that's what I noticed when people bring up the topics or whatever. Because when she said that, because I watched this whole thing, and I'm like, "Woman, is you for real?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
Wow.
Yeah, and they go back and forth the whole time because he's like, "Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, and this is what's happening with the men in court." And we all know that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know why she was even going there with that. It's like we all see that or know somebody that went through that.
Yeah.
So,
like I say, yep, I've literally seen it with my own eyes. So yeah, but wow, it's crazy. But I'm gonna have to look him up. Because I've seen him. I went through a couple of his videos, but never really, watched the whole video. But yeah.
Yeah, he cracked me up. So I'm like, shout out to lead attorney.
Right.
Once we blow up some, maybe have to be on our show.
Exactly. That'd be great. Yep. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I said, we can go on with this conversation over and over because it's just much needed conversation.
Yeah, because this is the thing. It's always how we avoid this conversation or avoid this altogether. It's just what I keep seeing, and that's why I be so frustrated or tired. Because as what I do currently is a job dealing with these parents and looking at how people responded to the police. You could just tell.
Yeah,
they never really been around no structure. Because this is what I want to bring out probably in a future show about roles. That's why they're trying to reverse the roles, like in the Willie Lynch letters. Like what's going on with that? And maybe we should do go into that in another show as well as we go into this. But where like the father do bring structure, not that mom can't do structure, whatever, but father also give identity. So when I was talking to Adriana, I said the father is more than just a title. Like people look at stuff loosely. So father means source as well, like the first. Like, so that's why father bring identity. Like identity comes from the father. Because father is first, is source. And I like how Dr. Miles Monroe talked about the man not being the top of the house, but at the bottom, he's the foundation. Right. So he's the one that hold it down. Like when we all taught about it in Hebrew, that father means he who brings strength to the house. Yeah. So if you remove the foundation and you try to build a house on a garbage, that's why everybody or our society is crumbling more and more. Yeah.
Yeah. And that definitely needs to be taught there. Yeah. 'Cause like I said, a father's role, like I said, because a mother can't do everything. A mother cannot take the place of a father, and they just don't seem to understand that, you know. There's things that mothers can do, fathers can't do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then it goes back to roles. That's why they want
Yeah.
to blur the lines and and reverse and do all that goofball junk, even
Yeah.
though, like, as these stats come up, people will still be in denial. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll just double down on the dumbness instead of just looking at, like, you know what, maybe we made a mistake
Right.
doing the stuff we doing.
Yeah.
But we won't.
Exactly. Yep, you're right.
Hold on, let's see something real quick, see if I can find it.
Okay.
It made me think of some. I don't even know how to spell it. Let's see. I'll put that in there. Let's see what that word. Oh yeah, okay. I think this might be it. Hold up.
Let's see.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
What you? Hey man, brother. Yeah, well, you get back in there and finish, man. But see, in this house, people study when they're supposed to.
Good thing I'm not a member of this house.
Oh, you are this weekend.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you heard of the extended family? Well, this weekend you part of one, which gives me the right to extend this belt to your behind if I feel like.
Look at his face.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Wasn't
Well, you would. Anything to oblige your guests, mister.
Oh, man, you gotta be kidding.
Come on in here.
You must be crazy. I don't believe this.
I'm gonna make a believer out of you. You know the boy got it. Come on, get your behind.
Wasn't that our dad there?
Yeah.
Man, he didn't care who child it was. You come to our house, you gonna get right.
You think Daddy really gonna give Eddie a spanking?
Is a bean green.
Eddie gonna get towed up.
Get down.
Is your head dead?
Boy. Nigga. Boy.
They feeling sorry for Eddie.
That sounds like a 6.5 on the Richter scale.
Now, you know how your father is about studying. He means business.
Question is, which beating did he get?
Well, as we all know, Dad has 3 in his repertoire. The regular, the super, and the Big Mac.
The Big Mac is right. It can really warm your butt.
That make you feel good.
Didn't make me feel bad.
Nobody ever spanked me before.
Yeah, that's because we just met
Right.
a long time ago. I got news for you. I held back on you, mister.
That's holding back. I hate to be around when you let go.
Yeah, my own kids would have got a lot worse.
They would?
You know it. Well, one thing we know for sure, he didn't get the Big Mac. He's still walking.
Hey, Eddie, my father really laid it on you, huh?
Yeah, he laid it on. I thought stuff like this only happened in the movies.
Are you kidding, man? One time I didn't do my homework, and my father did some homework on me.
I don't get that. Ooh.
Looks like he got the Big Mac after all.
What you want, man? Another piece of me? Don't worry, I'm split.
You ain't got to go, Eddie. You can stay if you want to.
Eddie, there's something you've got to understand. Now, we discipline our kids because we love them. If we didn't love them, we wouldn't take the time.
He don't love me.
How do you know?
Come on.
Loving is caring, Eddie. You don't have to be a member of this family for us to care about you.
That's right. My father could have thrown you out a long time ago.
Sure could have. How come you didn't? You saved me from running out.
Well, it might be because I do care a little.
You what?
I said it might be because I do care a little.
I didn't know somebody could beat on you and care at the same time. Michael, what page did you say we was on again?
And that's exactly what's missing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, them days, everybody can get whooped.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And there was some structure in the home. Father there, they hurry up and took that off the air.
So another, after they killed them all first.
Right, exactly. Terrible.
Yeah, it's an interesting story behind why I end up off the show. But I end up getting killed off. It was crazy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Well, let me put do some plugs. All righty. So we put about wrap it up. So if you can feel led to go ahead and donate to Rhea Hope Foundation, who is actually was sponsoring this show, Hope for the Heart. But like some of the programs we were just looking at, we wanted to do like the Academy of Excellence, the Father Initiative. We probably do sit down and structure this father conversation.
Yeah.
For the next few shows, we might be doing our first series.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
Yeah, even though our first season was technically going to be about gun violence, but this is gun violence. So I'll do a chart about using the iceberg analogy. But yeah, so most people try to deal with gun violence from the guns perspective and not looking at what kind of environment people come out of.
Right.
That leads to gun violence. So what you talked about before in other discussions about the young man who killed Ray.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so look out for give us, donate, help us out. And again, we need help on our production of the show. Hopefully, to be honest, this even have audio on it. Sometimes I have done other shows from my other channel, which is setup I have now, and I couldn't even hear anything, like the whole thing. And I had to reshoot the whole thing. So hopefully we won't have to reshoot this again. We're still working this stuff out. So if y'all know how to do this, look out for us. That's I need to put our email address on here one time as a banner. So we'll do it next time, but feel free to reach out to us. You got anything you want to add before we close out the show?
Nope, just say good night, guys, and see you next week. And thanks for watching.
Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can't even see it because the banner's in the way, so let me remove that.
We're going to get it together.
So like and subscribe to the channel. So with that being said, we are